Mania is a popular rhythm game that has been released for almost 12 years now, and in that time the community has come together to make all sorts of different skins that change the game's UI elements alongside the feeling of the gameplay itself. For some people starting the game and even professionals may be wondering, what skin's best? What is the best type of skin to use? Is it bar, circle, is it arrow, or is it diamonds? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the strengths and weaknesses of each skin type in Mania, and we'll be trying to figure out which skin is subjectively the best skin to use for your Mania journey. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy the video. First things first, if we're going to talk about skins, let's talk about bar skins. And as for why we're starting off with this skin type, it's the default skin for both stable and laser. And if you're interested in the differences between the two games, I actually have a video explaining it that I'll link at the top right of the screen. Make sure to go check it out after this video. You don't want to miss it because I was a proper laser glazer. And we all know the default bar skin is terrible in Osu, absolutely unreadable. Apart from the few people out there that can actually do things like this. But as for actual bar skins that tend to make it a bit wider and actually center the playing field, at least hopefully, they tend to be pretty readable, and in my year's experience of using bar skins, they are pretty bad for LN if you don't use Percy, because the LN is just straight up connected, so it can be pretty unreadable for LN. But in my experience, it's a lot easier to actually learn the game with bar skins because it's more straightforward and there's less width to the bars, so it can make it a lot easier to read slightly denser patterns. So for newer players learning 5 stars, this could probably help a lot on Rice. But of course, being able to read these patterns easier does come with the downside of bar skins being slightly harder to act for Rice, because obviously due to the bars being a lot thinner, you can't fully get a sense of where you need to hit them for that accuracy judgment. And after I've swapped to circles, I have found it a lot easier to stay consistent. So like I said, I feel like bar skins are more for people that want to learn the game, get used to some hard patterns, and then maybe just launch from bars to a different skin type. Overall, if I had to rate bar skins 1 to 10, I would give them a solid 7 because they are great for a foundation to get the player used to the game. Perfect for starting as long as you don't choose the default skin. So yeah, a solid 7 out of 10. And next we will move on to the circle skins. It's safe to say that circle skins are the most popular type of skin used in Mania, and because of this, there is a lot of variation in these skins. And so for the purpose of this video, we won't be talking about really fat circle skins, and instead we're going to be talking about medium-sized to small-sized circle skins that are, at least in my opinion, a lot easier to read. Now, after switching from bar to circle skins, I immediately noticed that circle skins are a lot easier to be consistent on, and I did talk about this with bar skins, but because the circle skins are a little bit wider and there's actually a circle there, it makes it a lot easier to actually see when the circle is on the judgment line. And this comes with a cost, being that circle skins, at least for me, are a lot harder to read dense patterns on, especially with dense Rice patterns. It's a lot harder to kind of tell those gaps in between patterns, and as someone who used bar for a year, that's how I got used to playing the game, just reading the gaps in between these patterns. So with circle skins, and I'm sure it's the exact same for arrow, you can't really play it like this, and you have to instead read the patterns themselves. Overall, because of the big consistency buff circle skins can give you, I think circle skins are slightly better than bar skins. I know I'm leaving my fellow bar skin bros behind, but circle skins are just so much easier to get consistent with, and that's a really big portion of Mania. Being consistent is really important in rhythm games. It is how you're going to get better, so if you neglect that consistency, you're never going to improve and you're going to get stuck at a barrier. So overall, I think I'll give circle skins an 8 out of 10. They do have the drawback of being harder to read dense patterns on, but you can always learn to do that. And again, that consistency buff is super important in a rhythm game. So next up, we're going to talk about a similar but different type of skin, arrow skins. Now, this isn't something I've talked about much on my channel, so it may come as a bit of a shock, but I did actually used to play Friday Night Funkin', okay? I'll admit, I actually played that game, and sadly, I don't have any footage of any of the plays I did back then, but I did mess around and play some of the modded versions, and I actually was somewhat alright at it, and that was my first experience with arrow skins, and I have also tried arrow skins on Mania, so I feel like I can still somewhat comment about them, and I would say they're similar to Circle, but they do work a little bit differently. Now, of course, skins are all preference, so a lot of people have the options to edit skins to their liking, but at least from what I've seen, a lot of Arrow LN tends to be diamond tipped or more like a triangle, and in my experience, this makes the LN quite a bit harder to read because then the LN kind of connects like bars do when they don't have Percy, and again, as I said earlier, that's just impossible to read. So as far as these kind of arrow skins go, I feel like they definitely have a disadvantage compared to other skins like circle skins, and as for the other type of arrow skin, they kind of just feel like an imitation of circle skins LN, where the tip of the LN is just rounded off anyway, so it makes it look more like circle LN. And as for arrow skin rice, it's kind of just the same as circle skin rice because they're both kind of circular objects, and so the only scenario where I could see arrows being more worth it is maybe for people that are switching from games like Friday Night Funkin', where they're used to an arrow skin, and obviously they're probably used to up scroll as well, so they'll try and match those settings on Osu to feel more comfortable. And this is completely fine, it makes sense. Go ahead. Again, it's all just preference, so if a skin feels better for you, go ahead and use it. But subjectively, in my opinion, arrow skins are just a poor imitation of circle skins. And of course, if you disagree with me, feel free to take that up with me down in below in the good old comment section. I love a good laugh, and again, this is all preference, so it is what it is. This is just my personal opinion. So if you're enjoying the video so far, go drop a sub. I'd really appreciate it and it helps me out a lot. But enough about that. Let's get to the final rating for the final skin. Arrow skins, what am I going to give them? I'm going to give them a 6 out of 10. The worst of the 3 in my opinion, because like I said, it feels like a poor imitation of circle skins, and they're just not as readable for me either because of the different arrows and different lanes. You don't need that in Mania. This game isn't meant to be played on your keybinds like that. It's meant for 2 hands on 2 different places, not 1 hand on the up, left, down, and right keys. That, just save it for Friday Night Funkin', okay? So after all of that, what have we learned? Well, not to be that guy, but I think we learned that skins are just preference. But if I had to give you my thoughts on who is the real concrete winner here subjectively and factually, WhatsApp skin diffs. No contest. No fucking contest. WhatsApp skin diffs. これ分かんなかったの早かった。